Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you're returning. It's Fiery Moon and I'm here to do the general weekly collective reading. I felt like doing this one a little bit different. And part of my scarf, but just the energy that we've been going through since this new moon in Taurus, I have just been like so tired. I'm not apologizing for my scarf, but y'all know normally when I do these videos, like I try to, be presentable, but today it was just like, you know what, y'all gonna get this scarf today. Because with that new moon in Taurus, I just been feeling like, just wanting to relax. I've been super like sleepy and Taurus is that energy of comfort. And then, the moon is exalted in Taurus. So we started out, the weekend with the new moon in Taurus, and we're going to be starting out the week with the moon moving into Cancer. So this is how it's playing out. Like, I'm just comfortable, I'm just feeling like in my element because I am a Cancer. And, it's just, it is what it is. This is what you see is what you get with me. It doesn't matter. So I was just like, you know what? I was getting ready to, just lay down and relax on this Sunday. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to go ahead and, do the weekly reading now because I really, truly just want to relax. So enough about that. We're going to be starting out with the empowering questions. I'm then going to be using the my tarot with keywords. And for the guidance or advice, I was drawn to the angel and ancestor oracle cards. I feel like there's a message in here this week, so I grabbed it and we're going with it. So with that being said, let's begin. You guys know, or some of you may know, some of you if you're new, I also do a podcast. And it's been a while since I've recorded an episode because, with Mercury retrograde and the way like just time has been working, I was kind of guided to take a pause on my podcast. And normally for my podcast, I use these cards to, grab the overall energy for the weekly reading. And then, we discuss it further in the podcast episode. But I actually posted a reading yesterday that was titled Compromise versus Sacrifice. And it gave me the inkling right before I started this reading, like, hey, that should be the next podcast episode. So there won't be a podcast episode to go along with this weekly, but I'm feeling like, I need to go ahead and record the podcast episode for that reading. So if and when I get it done, I'll post a link on the bottom of that reading. But we're going to jump in and see what empowering questions, we may need to ask ourselves. We may have already been asking ourselves, or something, that we just need to ponder on as it pertains to the energy for this week. So yeah, let's see. What messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need as it pertains to the energy surrounding this week? I don't know what I'm feeling right now, because the moon has not moved into Cancer yet, but I'm feeling like, whether this is you, someone you're energetically connected to, I kind of just want to do this, just almost hide away. Like it just, so some of you may be feeling like that. Like they're kind of showing me they're not kind of, they're showing me the raccoon card in my wild unknown animal spirit deck. which, you know, it could speak to fear. It could speak to, what's the word? It's not really depression, but it's just, you just want to like be alone, be within yourself. Some of you may need to take some time and just be alone, because it feels like, especially with the moon being in Gemini right now, and the sun has also moved into Gemini. So happy Gemini season. There's a lot going on up here, for some of you in the mental space. So, you could be feeling like that. Like I said, it just could be the energy itself. But we're going to do one more. Then we're going to jump right in. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. So bottom of the deck, we have, what kinds of routines or habits limit my experience of everyday life? And this makes me feel like almost, but exactly what, this is crazy. That Virgo energy, that hermit mode that, some of you may be in, may need to go in. I don't feel like you're coming out of it, but it feels like, it's giving me that Virgo hermit energy, like just wanting to pull back from the world and fall into yourself. So some of you may be, thinking about that. Virgo is mutable earth, but it is ruled by Mercury. So it's almost like with this question, what are you doing? What kinds of, routines or habits, do you have that kind of, it almost feels like keeps you restricted in some way, form, or fashion in your everyday life. And then up under that, and then it says, what are my most important values? How are they reflected in my life and my daily decisions? So some of you, you're questioning whether it's the people, places, and things around you, the mindset that you have. What is important to you? Are you prioritizing the people, places, and things that are important to you? And if not, how is that being reflected back to you? Because, it's almost like the energy that you put out is the energy that you get back. And if you're, not valuing the right people, places, or things, or your mindset is, kind of fixed on, certain people, places, or things, how is that showing up in your reality? Whoa. All right, so we got two that just jumped out. We have, what am I thankful for today? And then we have, what gives me great joy? I'm going to get one more. Can I get one more for the collective? As it pertains to the energy for this week. Oh, well, we got two more. Oh, listen. It says, what kinds of reoccurring situations or people do I attract? What kind of lessons might they have about myself? Again, there's a need to, go within. There's a, some of you may even, right now be thinking about, why does something keep happening? Why do you keep attracting the same kind of people? For me, and this is not to make it personal, but, I'm just the type of person that takes, everything. It's not even about taking everything with a grain of salt, like, the quote or idiom goes, but it's more so like, I just have like a, I look at life with optimism. There's always something there, you know, for me to learn. So no matter what situation, what person, place, or thing I encounter or interact with, positive or negative, I look at it like it showed up for a reason. So what's the reason behind it? But that's just me. And some of you, you know, you're getting to that point now because you may, like I'm seeing the Six of Cups, which can represent, you know, the past, nostalgia. It's cups energy, so it's things that, you know, or people or places that we hold near and dear to our heart, but it's also past energy. And for some of you, you know, it can represent an emotional pattern that you have, which, you know, patterns create routines and habits. And then the last one we have, it says, what kinds of situations do I avoid? What does this evasion say about my previous experiences or beliefs? So that makes me feel like, you know, for some of you, you may just be, you know, just in a introspective state, like I've been saying this whole reading. And it's almost, it has you questioning, like, some of you, you know, you may even feel like with this, what am I thankful for today? It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, you know, it doesn't have to be anything grand or big. It can just be simple, like, I'm just thankful for waking up today. Being thankful for breath is enough, you know, sometimes. But it also, with the what gives me great joy, like, you're questioning what is it that makes you happy? What makes you get up or want to get up out of the bed every day? Some of you, you know, you may have something. Others of you, you know, you may not. But there's gratitude to be had in any and every situation. No matter what it is, like I said, positive or negative. And it doesn't have to be like, you know, because I used to, you know, what it makes me feel like is when, you know, on Thanksgiving, even though it's not something that we do, I know it's a tradition that a lot of people have. You know, you go around the table and ask people what they're thankful for. And I've always felt like, well, why? Like, what is the purpose of that? Like, you, whether it's Thanksgiving or not, you should just be thankful for life, for, you know, breath. Like I said before, like, just simply just being. That's enough. You know, it doesn't have to, you know, be something so grand or something so complicated. Life is really simple. We make it complicated. But then look at the bottom of the deck. We have, who am I when I'm alone? This hermit energy. This is something you may need to ask yourself. Because if who you are when you're alone, if you can't be that same person when you're by yourself, when you're with other people, that creates a, you know, that's problematic to me. And this is probably why I was just guided to do this reading, because who I am when I'm alone is the same person that I am with you all. So like I said, it is what it is. Y'all getting this today. You know, most of the, you know, other days, it's not that I try or I want to, you know, show up, but I don't know specifically who I'm interacting with, but it's okay to have these off days. It's okay to, you know, show up just however you're feeling. It's fine. Like, but I know, you know, some people are not comfortable because it's the energy that, you know, comes at you when you present yourself like this or out in the outside world. You may feel like you're automatically met with judgment and criticism. And it's like, don't take that on. And this is something that, you know, I've learned and I continue to learn. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's all about how safe are you within yourself? Because if you're not safe within yourself, you really can't be safe with anybody else, or you're not going to feel safe out around others. But let's see what comes out. I'm sorry for rambling, y'all. Or I feel like I'm rambling, but certain things need to be said. Some of y'all, you know, may have needed to hear it. It's all right. It's okay. And if you are in a situation where you're like almost, again, I feel that energy of restricted, where you can't show up as yourself, like honestly, it's time to pull back, which is what I feel like. I can feel like some of you pulling back from people, places, things, mindsets, beliefs, and it's fine, because the only thing constant in life is change. So this is, a period of, for some of you, of evolving, of growing. And it hurts. It hurts. It's not easy. So let's see what messages we did. So bottom of the deck, we have the Empress, which this could be your energy, or just, energy that you want to, embody. But to me, the way the Empress is showing up at the bottom of the deck is like, the Empress is whole. She's, all the queens wrapped up in one. And whether you're a male or a female, in the tarot, she's looked at as the mother, which is, the energy is Taurus and Libra. But one thing I've always said with this energy is, like, I don't understand why the moon in Cancer is looked at as the mother in the zodiac, but, it's not associated with this card because it doesn't make sense. But, to each his own. I don't, that was something that I never understood, but I do feel, that Cancer energy. This is the energy of, the mother, that, a feminine energy, that nurturing, that, support, the stability, the love, compassion, empathy. It's the ultimate feminine energy in the physical form. So this could be, sometimes we have to, take a step back and, mother ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that, because ultimately that's, an act of, self-care. Up under that, we have the Three of Cups. Then we have the Nine of Swords. And the Seven of Cups. So with the Three of Cups, that's an energy of having emotional support, feeling supported, being surrounded, with people that are able to, provide. And, it's also looked at as an energy of, being celebrated, but it can also be an energy of, healing, having, that, emotionally healing yourself. But with the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Cups, like I said, I felt that mental mercurial energy, and it's here. It's like, for some of you, you could be overwhelmed by, again, the Three of Cups can be, the people, places, and things you surround yourself with. And, the way that I'm feeling it and the way that the cards are showing up, it's almost like you're missing that. For some of you, you don't have that, and it's causing you, like, to, be up in your head. It's worry, anxiety, sleepless nights. Sometimes it can be overwhelmed by guilt and regret. And it's like, if you don't have this energy around you, some of you, it's like you're trying to figure out, like, why with the Seven of Cups. But it's not nothing that you're doing wrong. It's not anything that you're doing wrong. I want to say that. But from the 3 to the 7 is the 4 of Cups, which is an energy of, being discontent. It's boredom. It's, some of you could be fixated on, certain connections, or, this could be friends, family, however it goes for you. And wondering why, like, some of you have a lot of people around you, but it's like emotionally, there's no connection there. Everything is all over the place when it comes to, having that emotional grounding is what it makes me want to say. And for some of you, you're realizing that. And some of you are feeling, how they say, like, sometimes you could be in a room full of people and feel alone. Some of you, that's exactly what, you're going through right now, or you've been through, or, it could be energy that is coming for you, So it's almost like with the Two of Pentacles, you're trying to navigate it, but it's almost like I said, it's conflicting. It's the two different things. Can you truly be yourself with these people? No. For some of you, the answer is no. I'm not just going to say no. But for a lot of you, like, this is an opportunity for you to let go of what's no longer needed, because what it really feels like is like you've outgrown this dynamic. And for some of you, there is somebody that harnesses this Empress energy, whether it's you or someone you're connected to, and it's almost like you want to come together with them. But, in order to do that, it's like you're gonna have to question, like, does this make me happy? Or this person? Does, am I avoiding this person because of these people or places or things? Like, it can go multiple ways. But it's, ultimately, something that you have to decide. So let's see what comes out. Oh, that's too many, Spirit. Can I get less cards? Yeah, look. The Tower. Which can be, something, it says unexpected crisis, upheaval, ruin, plans, disgraced, a breakdown, getting rid of that delusion. But, or it can just be like a sudden realization, a sudden epiphany that you're having. For the majority of you, I'm feeling like, this is an internal tower that's happening. And when the Tower shows up, it means it's time for you to, get rid of. It's time for a breakdown. It's time for something to come to an end. Because it's like you almost want, this Ten of Pentacles. This, energy of, stability, safety, security. For some of you, it's having this energy physically, the Ten of Pentacles, because that came out under what gives me great joy, which makes me feel like this is something that you want to attain. It's the legacy. It's, how can I say this? Like, it's something that you want to establish. But before you can get to the Ten of Pentacles, like, you can't, I'm not going to say that you can't, but how can I say this? It's like, especially with this Tower here, some of you have to be or learn how to be grateful for change, because the Tower represents change as well. When things change, and especially unexpected change, it can throw us off. It can make us feel like off kilter. But it's like some things were meant to fall apart so better things can come together. Because what gives you joy is not having this 10 of Pentacles. Because we have the 3 of Swords at the bottom, and then here's that 4 of Cups. Let's see what else we get. Whoa. Oh, MG. I did not expect all of these cards to fall out. Yes. So you want something. We have the Lovers and the Sun. Which, you know, for some of you, it could be, you know, wanting, you know, a partner. A relationship, wanting that connection. And, you know, happiness. With the Sun here. But in order to get this, it's like there's, you know, the Lovers can be a decision. You have to decide what it is that brings you this happiness. What is it that's going to make you happy, not somebody else? Even if you want somebody else, not what's going to make them happy. Because with the Lovers, you know, on this card, these are 2 individual people that are whole within themselves. You see, they're naked, but they you know, there's a, you know, a coming together. And this doesn't have to just be in the realm of romantic, you know, in a romantic sense. But it's almost like how they say, before you can be with, love, or share anything with someone else, you have to be able to do that for yourself. And then we have the Strength and the High Priestess. And that makes me feel like, because this is coming out under what kinds of situations do I avoid? And what does this evasion say about my previous experiences or beliefs? And with the Strength and the High Priestess, it's almost like, for some of you, the kinds of situations you avoid is listening to your own intuition, what your intuition is telling you. For some of you, you put your intuition like on the back burner because you see how she's trying to, like, a lion roars. You can't stop a lion from roaring. And for some of you, that's exactly what you're doing with your intuition. And, you know, because it's almost like maybe you don't want to be seen a certain way. But it's almost like you want to be seen, but you don't. Like, you got to pick a side. Because this, you know, the Lovers and the Sun came out of what kinds of recurrent situations or people do I attract? For some of you, you attract, you know, someone or people, you know, it could be people, places, or things that, you know, that are in alignment with you and that make you very, like, that allow you to be this free, almost a free spirit. You see, there's a baby on the horse and he's naked too. Like, you know, you attract these types of, you know, situations, people, places, things. And it's like you almost play out as like, or they play out for you like a mirror. But it's like for some of you, it makes you feel too exposed. And when this happens, you try to avoid it. When your intuition is telling you like, hey, go towards this. This is something that's good for you. This is, you know, your intuition telling you like, go this way. But it's almost like you run from that. But then you stay in situations where, you know, it's clear that, you know, you don't have this energy around you. So it almost makes you like kind of cower or embarrassed or ashamed in a way. And it's like, no, like, would you rather be in a situation where you have to feel like that? Or do you want to be in a situation that's free? Like, because ultimately when people like this show up for you, it is to show you a different part of yourself. A part of yourself that is in alignment with who you are. But it's like you try to, silence that voice, but you can't. You can only, I'm not going to say that you can't. I have to stop saying that. You can only silence your intuition for but so long, because you know what ends up happening? When you try to ignore your intuition or push it down or subdue it, you get this. It explodes. And like I said, it's like very like cycle energies. Like you start the cycle all over again. You go through it with someone else, and it's a very draining and tiring energy. But it almost comes. We have the King of Cups at the bottom. There's how can I say this? Because it's like the King of Cups to me is always, the energy of, you see, he's surrounded by the water. He's the masculine water energy. And it's like for some of you, if I can get it to focus, for some of you, it's like you try to avoid these emotions, these feelings. You again, you're surrounded by them, but it's like you won't let them touch you. And it's like you have the cup, but it's like you don't even let people see what's in the cup because you hold it so close to your chest. But it leaves you feeling, with the hangman, like kind of stagnated, stuck almost. And the cards are saying, especially with the hangman, it's time to surrender to that. But you spend, time with the Seven of Pentacles, like you expend your time, energy, and effort into, kind of like worrying about the wrong things. Like, well, what is this going to get me? What is this going to, what am I going to get from doing this? So instead of doing it, you run with the Knight of Swords. And it's almost like you block your own growth with the Two of Swords and the Emperor. And we started out with the Empress. You block off the energy that is compatible with you. And no matter what it is, a job, a relationship, a friendship, you close yourself off to it. And then it's almost like because then we have the Chariot and the Fool. You're not willing to almost embody this Emperor energy because it's going to require you to move different. It's going to require you to go in a different direction with the Fool. It's like you make yourself small with the Page of Pentacles. So we're going to look at this Tower energy, and then we'll look at the Strength and the High Priestess, because everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Whoa. And what did I say? Like, the Queen of Cups came out. Now, some of you could be having a realization, or the Tower is a forced energy. And for some of you, this Queen of Cups could be a person that, you're realizing, you're grateful for, the space. It almost makes me feel like this person could possibly hold or provide you with, because the Queen of Cups is a very, it's a very compassionate, loving, mature, emotional, feminine energy. It's almost like you look up to this person. This is someone that, you could really truly value as the Page of Wands. Because look at this. This is someone who can teach you, because she's also like the master of emotions too, because it's the feminine realm. And it's almost like, how can I say this? Like, where the King of Cups doesn't express it, a Queen of Cups to me does. Because you can't hold on to all of that water and it not come out and not go nowhere. So you see how she's looking in the cup? She's very aware and in tune. And it's almost like, you see, she's sitting on a stone throne. But the water is able to, come up. It ebbs and flows. She's not afraid of it. She's very aware in it. So much aware that she's taken those emotions and put it in her cup like, hey, let me look at this a little bit deeper. But for some of you, this is you, embodying that energy and within your own feminine energy for yourself, and, letting it, come out, letting it be expressed. Can I get one more for the Tower? Listen, I'm telling you, it's almost like for some of you, you're realizing that emotions is where the grounding comes from. And if this is a person for you, like I said, they are supportive, down to earth. Like, this is like mother energy all the way. Both of these cards. There's someone who, a mother has to, just think of when you're pregnant and you're a female, how your body makes space for that baby. And what happens inside happens outside as well. You start to, get the nursery together because you want your baby to, still feel safe even once it's out of your body. And some of you, like I said, you're having this realization in regards to a person that, you really value. And you could even, be thankful for this person. Some of you are realizing like, hey, especially if it's a person, like, you're grateful for them. You're thankful for them. You're realizing that now. And then we have the Four of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And this is you, like, not, especially if you're masculine energy, not wanting to be vulnerable. Not, it's almost like where you would feel out of control being in this energy. This is the energy, like I said, that provides stability. It says financial control and stability. But it just makes me more so feel like this is like a balance that's needed, for everybody. Everybody needs to be able to feel safe and emotionally safe and secure within themselves. And some of you, this person is, could have shown up in your reality as an example of that. And now it's like, oh, you're seeing it now. Give me one for the Lovers in the Sun. I wasn't going to clarify it, but... Thank you, Spirit. You have the Five of Cups, and it came out reversed. And for some of you, if this was upright, I would say, you're in, deep grief, regret, pain, loss, emotionally over this energy. But with it being in the reverse, it's like for some of you, you're accepting that this Three of Cups that maybe you were previously focused on that's, you know, no longer serving you or bringing you the emotional support and stability that you want, it's here. And some of you are needing to accept it and move on from, you know, the people, places, and things that don't bring you this energy. And it's a realization, like, especially with the sun being here. And it's almost like, you know, you're waking up now too. And it's like, oh my God, like, you know, the Nine of Swords is like my what the fuck card. Like, especially, you know, with the depiction on the card of it being like you could have had this realization in the middle of the night and woke up and been like, yo, what the fuck? Or, you know, it doesn't have to happen at night. It could have just, you know, been, you know, you could realize now who and what you're surrounding yourself with. And it may be fun. It may have been fun. But it's kind of like, especially with the Five of Cups being in a reverse, the party's over. And you're ready to move on. We have the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords. You're letting go of, you know, for some of you, this Three of Swords is disappointment. Maybe you had, you know, people on a pedestal that were around you who really weren't the support that you needed, who really didn't have the emotional capacity to show up for you. So it's almost like you're getting rid of that. You're getting rid of those cups, those 3 cups. And it even says on the Three of Swords, like you're clearing the ground for the new. And you're doing it by way of the Six of Swords, which is, you know, moving, it says moving from turbulence to calm, you know, traveling over water. And for some of you, if you're that masculine energy, and you know, it showed up as the King of Cups, the only way out of this situation is by way of water, by way of your emotions. And then look at what happens. Look at where you head towards. The Nine of Pentacles, which is safety and security within the self. It's independence, it's self-sufficiency, it's confidence. So let's look at the Strength and the High Priestess. Oh. Yep. So now it's like, oh, now you want to pay attention to your intuition. For some of you, you know, you're seeking it now. You're seeing what, or at least you're with the Three of Wands. You're in a state where you're ready to receive your intuition, because you're turning your back on not listening to it anymore, trying to subdue it, trying to push it down. When you do that, it keeps you at the Two of Wands, but you're showing up at the 3. So it's almost like now you're like, how can I, you know, use this as the Two of Pentacles? Because the Two of Pentacles could be an energy of, you know, maintaining, you know, learning. It says priorities. Now some of you are wanting to prioritize your intuition, which is something I suggest, you know, everybody does, because I'm an avid believer and advocate that your intuition does not lie. So it's like, yes, I love this. Like, I almost want to, like, I'm not going to cry. But it is such a, you know, a freeing feeling. Especially when you've been there before. And with the Justice card coming out, it's like, yes, now this is what you need to be doing. This is what's right. And like I said, it will never, ever, ever lie to you. I promise y'all. I promise you. It says fairness, truth, balance, accountability. And it's like, now this is what, you know, what you're wanting, what you're seeking. And with Justice coming out here, it's almost like Spirit is saying, like, yes, you're on the right path. Because now you're being inquisitive as the Page of Swords. It's like you almost want more. And that's what it kind of sort of does. It makes you like kind of, you know, look back on things and be like, oh my God, I knew, my intuition told me, you know, but I didn't listen to it and I should have, you know. It brings on, like I said, this Tower moment. And look, now you just want to go towards it. You ran from it in the beginning, but now it's almost like you're having that full circle moment. Because you're not confused anymore. Intuition is not confusing. It's very direct and in your face. So much so that the more you try to push it down, the more uncomfortable you become. And like I said, for some of you, this is, you know, in regards to a person. And for some of you, this is, for the majority of you, I feel like this is just what's happening within yourself. I don't even feel like it has anything to do with another person for the majority of you, but it can. But this is, like I said, I felt that Hermit energy. This is all internal. And what happens internal plays out external. Let me get one more and then we'll grab the guidance or advice. Thank you, Spirit. Because now you can truly be happy with the Nine of Cups. You can align with exactly what it is that brings you the joy that you seek. With the Nine of Cups, that's wish fulfillment. It says wishes fulfilled. It's satisfaction. It's abundance. It's comfort, happiness, counting your blessings. But it's ultimately the energy of being, like I say, before you can be happy with anything, anyone, any place, you have to embody this energy for yourself. You have to be whole. You have to be happy within. And it's you have to be the emotional support and stability that you're seeking. You can't get that out of another person, place, or thing. And some of you, like I said, you have a person who showed, like I said, they showed up in your reality. And you kind of sort of, you know, I'm not even going to say kind of sort of, you ran from them. But everybody wakes up in their own time. And then we have, look, the Star, the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Seven of Swords. You it's almost like you deceived yourself. You ran from it. And it's almost like you could not. It's almost like that energy of, how can I say it? Like, what is the word? Oh, it's completely escaping me right now. But like I said, some of you are being presented with an opportunity to, you know, heal, allow yourself to grow, to trust and have hope and faith. But it you know, more so, it almost makes me feel like, you know, you become more optimistic, which is like Jupiter energy. You expand your awareness. And it's almost like you're seeing the trick. You're seeing the, you know, maybe you felt like, oh, like you were gonna, like, because with the Seven of Swords, I'm not so feeling manipulation, but both of these cards together could be manipulated. It's like you are realizing And that you may have even like tried to fool yourself, but look how it left you. The Eight of Swords. You're realizing that by you evading or trying to escape this, that it was the cause of your confusion. Wow. But it was of your own making with the Magician here. So let's get the guidance or advice. What's the guidance or advice as it pertains to the collective and the energies surrounding this week? The guidance or advice for the collective. Look at this. The Water Guardian at the bottom of the deck, and it says connect with your emotions. It's time for you to take on this energy. Emotions are strength. You know, a lot of, there's a misconception that being emotional is a weakness, but it's actually a strength. It's actually a strength. Yep. And then we have trust and thrive with the stag energy, which is masculine energy. And then we have the she-wolf, which says unleash the wild within. And we have the protection guardian, which says drop your shields. And then we have, so you can feel the sun energy, enjoy success and happiness. You can't want the sun and not want to feel it, because that's the only way you're going to enjoy it. Think about how it feels when it's a nice day, you go outside and you just, it feels good to let the sun just shine on you. Like, so you have to, sometimes I hate that the feelings that I feel, there are like no words to explain them sometimes, but sometimes you just have to, go out and soak up the sun, like soak it up. But you can't truly soak it up without feeling it. You're soaking it up because you're feeling it. So what's the guidance or advice? What's the guidance or advice for the collective? Stargazer. And it says set your sights higher. Yes. Yes. And it is again, we have that masculine energy at the bottom. And for some of you, like if this is pertaining to a person, if you're a masculine energy, you're looking at a feminine energy that has unleashed their she-wolf, their inner she-wolf, that has unleashed it. And it's almost like, it's attractive. But if you want to go towards this energy, you have to be willing to match that. And that's not to say like, oh, you have to, give up, who you are. You may have to give up certain people, places, and things, but it's not you sacrificing who you are. And then look, it says set your sights higher, which is that the star energy. Know that it's attainable. You can be this. You can have this. So I'm going to read it. Oh, just the first sentence took me away. So it says, the stargazer, set your sights higher. The message, go beyond your limitations and believe that the impossible is possible. About this card, do you remember wishing on a star when you were a child and in your innocence believing that your wish would come true? The stargazer connects with the energy of the cosmos and reminds you that you have the ability to draw in support from the universe. His cloak with its sparkles and light shows that you are closer to the energy of the universe than you think. You don't have to go out looking for it. It's already there. So look beyond where you are and create even bigger dreams, visions, and goals. Because with the power and help of the cosmos, those wishes can come true. And then it says the extended message. You are on the verge of a miracle. All of your dreams and aspirations are within your grasp, and you are being guided to focus on your vision. The angels who are with you are encouraging you. There is nothing that you cannot have or achieve. There is an opportunity at this time to heal an old wound or pattern of lack and not feeling good enough. In the past, you've often found it impossible to recognize your worth and believe that you are deserving of blessings. Angel and ancestor wisdom is reminding you that you are an incredible and infinite spark of the universe. And the universe is not only within you, it absolutely adores you. You are talented, filled with strength, and have the abilities you need to turn your wildest dreams into reality. And, when we started the reading, I said I felt that hermit energy. The hermit carries the star. Right? Here's the opportunity in the Ace of Pentacles. Now we're going to look for the hermit. Because in order, it's as within, so without. So some of you are being pushed within to let this star energy out, or, to realize it for yourself. And for others of you, you're being, pushed into yourself, and you're realizing like you've had a star among you this whole time. So where is the hermit? Here it is. We have the Eight of Cups. So, which means this is you're headed towards. So some of you, you're not in this energy yet. You're heading towards the hermit energy with the Eight of Cups, which, speaks to releasing, letting go of emotional baggage that does not serve you. But the hermit is being your guide. The need to go within. And like I said, he carries the star in his lantern. But what's happening in hermit mode is like shining a light on where you hurt, where you feel you lack with this Five of Pentacles. It's highlighting your insecurities to bring you to a place of security, to bring you out of this Five of Pentacles energy. And then look what was after the Ace of, or the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords. And it says, truth, new idea, mental clarity, a breakthrough, a victory. You have to, see and realize where you're hurting so that you can heal. I love this. And so that you don't, stay in a state of confusion. The clarity or insight or even intuition with the Ace of Swords that you're getting is clearing up the clarity so that, or clearing up the confusion so that you can begin to work with others more in a more reciprocal manner. So I love this. I love it, love it, love it. So as always, guys, I thank you all for tuning in with me. I hope everyone has a great week. The energy is at the disposal, for everyone. Even though we all may be in different spots, within our own timeline, you'll know when it's time. But it's also like, there's a need here with these Empowering Questions cards to be real with yourself. All right? So it's almost like a reality check. A reality check. So I will see y'all on the next one, all right? Later.